welcome to Barry on Deck. I am your host, Barry Laminack, and this is a Monday, episode number 106 of the show. Thank you guys for being here. Happy Monday, you damn dirty deckheads. I am so pumped. I'm in a great mood. Don't ruin this for me. We got baseball playoffs, football, basketball. This shit is live right now if you're a sports fan, and I could not be more excited. So let's hope I'm not having any audio issues. Let's hope we don't lose power today. Let's just hope that everything goes great and we can have a fun show. And, you know, fuck the A's and fuck Mike Fiers. We got that out of the way early. Okay, let's get it. Hey, thank you guys for being here. I'm super excited. Tons of sports, really. Tons of sports to get to. If you tune into this show to not hear sports, today's not your day. I'm sorry. Well, we're going to talk. Well, here, I'll show you what we've got. Of course, we got to talk about the fact that I'm a Jimmy Butler stan now. I am officially a Jimmy Butler stan, period. I have some non-sports for you, like are COVID dreams real, and some weird spousal complaints that might surprise you what people bitch about when it comes to their spouses. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about NFL football. The Houston Texans are an absolute shit show. The Cowboys ain't much better. Also a shit show. At least the Saints pull one out for the region. We got to talk about that. We're going to talk about the NBA Finals, of course, MLB Playoffs. Are you even watching? And when I wrote this, I wasn't sure if I meant me or the playoffs. I don't know how that's going to go. So we'll talk about that. Plus, show updates, the spousal complaints, the COVID dreams. I've got a crazy Eminem fan. This chick is nuts. And then Playboy's going public again, and then Popeyes is adding beignets. If we have time, we're going to get to that as well. So much to get to, so much to talk about, so much fun to be had. As you know, we start off with the chat. I hate to tell you this, but the reign of the Lord Reverend Chris Householder is over. P. Jones in the building. Pete Jones with the number one slot today. My dog, my man, Pete Jones. Thank you so much for dethroning that idiot Chris Householder. I love your house. You know that. But Pete Jones gets the number one spot today. Kevin Wallace was second. It was good times to be had, I'm sure, for quite a while. Let's get to the chat. Speaking of, and say what's up to some of you dirty deckheads. I see you, Fidel Limon. How are you, my friend? Rick C's in the building. What's up, Rick? Hello. Eric Resendez is here. Cowboy Fam is here. Francisco, Clarence Marshall, Billy Keller, PK. By the way, since PK is here, let's discuss this. Your boy's not drinking Diet Coke today. I haven't opened this yet. But Penguin Katie has been on me about getting rid of a lot of you have been on me about stop drink. My wife has been on me about stopping the Diet Coke craze. So PK said, look, I'm going to bring you some Zevia. It's 0-calorie soda, no sugar, does have caffeine, but it's made with stevia instead of sugar. It's vegan. Look, it's vegan. Can you guys see that? It's vegan. Does this mean I'm vegan? Does this mean I need to tell everybody that I'm a vegan? Is that how this works now? So we're going to try this for the first time with you guys. Thanks to PK. I hope this is good. Because, yeah, I would like to drink less bad soda and drink more good soda. I don't know. Let's try it. Here we go. I can do this. I can do this. This is no calories. And that's the big thing. No calories, no carbs. Yeah, I think I can do this. Let's see. Let's get through a can and see what the aftertaste is like. I think I could do this, PK. She also sent over some Mountain Dew and some caffeine-free version so I can drink it at night and go Mimi's. We'll see how that goes. But thank you, PK. I'm so far so good. Love you. I mentioned Pete Jones is here. Alan Denson, Terrence J, KD. My sweet Crystal Collins, how are you, sweetie? It was so good to see you. Cece's in the building. Y'all, Cece got mad at me because I hugged Rachel. And Cece was like, I saw you hug her. You were going to hug me. Listen, Cece, that was the first time I'd ever met Rachel. So I just want to clear the air because Cece, I could tell she was like, bitch, no. Cece, how many times have I hugged you, Cece? It's almost like we go together. All right. So I didn't hug. Well, I try not to hug any of the other ladies. But it's the first time I met Rach. We're going to talk about that, though. Richard Vales is here. Uriel Villanueva. Sandoval and H. Towns in the building. Gregory Vega Jr. Sydney, it was good to see you this weekend, my sweetie. Aaron Little is here. Virginia Buttonweed is in the building. Who else? Mimi. Hi, Mimi. How are you, sweetie? Jen. Hi, Jen. Missed you Friday. Chris Reyes. Who else? Robert Likes Beer, Cowboy Trav. All right. Trucker Taco, Truck Driver Pookie. They always show up back to back. I'm telling you, it's weird how they're literally back to back like that. Drew Anderson is here and he's like, it's a great day. Eagles won, Cowboys lost. So there's that. Lisa O is in the building. What's up, Lisa? Who else? Let's get it. Aaron J. Bryant is in the building. And Brandon Martinez, Marsha. What's up, Marsha? Brandon Gary. Whoa, goddamn. Welcome. You know what, Brandon? Oh, I took it out of the room. I was going to do a shot of proper number 12 for you, buddy, but I took it out of the room. So, D-Mata, what's up? I'm late. I know. My bad. Wallace Wiltz is here. All right, let's get cracking, y'all. The Reverend is here. Rach is here. Riley DeLisandro is here. LFG Media. Okay. So many show updates to get to. First and foremost, I have to say a special thank you to Demetrius Mata. And, by the way, Demetrius, I just want you to know that I only check the mail like once a month. So I don't know when you sent a letter, but Demetrius sent a letter, not to me, you guys. Demetrius sent a letter to Nora, and he just thanked Nora for allowing me to do this show. And it was one of the kindest, most genuinely sweet things I've ever seen. So D-Mata, my friend, thank you, buddy. I appreciate you taking the time to send the person who really supports me and supports this show, because she goes to work and I do this. I have fun and she's allowing me to do this. So very kind of you, Demetrius, to send Nora a little gift, a little thank you, and a note. It was pretty sweet. Hey, Luis, what's up, man? Y'all, Luis Mancia from Honduras in the building. Luis, we ain't talking soccer, but we're going to talk football. I hope you're okay with that. Okay. Also, I gotta say thank you. I have to say a big thank you to all of the deckheads that showed up and showed out. Now, hold on. Where's my damn phone at? I had all my pictures on my phone. But I just want to say, from the bottom of my heart, to every deckhead that showed up this weekend to my show, thank you. It meant the world to me. I've got a really great picture. Let me grab this screenshot real quick. This was now Liebeshock came out, not pictured. But listen, when you have support like these fine people, you can't fail. But you guys, thank you so much for coming to my show on Friday at Lucky's Pub in Katy. I mean, you can see everybody that made it. Deanna made it. Rachel made it. PK made it. Cece made it. Donna, my sweet Donna made it. Sydney and Walt and Clarence and KD and Chris Householder and Manny and Mike Liebeshock, like I said. And it was a great time, a very fun time, and a heartwarming moment for me to see you guys there to watch comedy and support me. And I thank you so much for showing up. And I hope you had fun, and I hope you had a good time. And it seemed like a good show, and all the comics had a great set. So all's well that ends well. Yeah, not a lot of masks, David Green. It was, listen, if you saw the picture of the crowd, even worse. It wasn't the most socially distant, aware night of our lives. Hopefully we survive and live to tell the tale. But nonetheless, I just seriously, from the bottom of my heart, everybody that showed up, thank you. Thank you for taking the time to drive from Beaumont or wherever you drove from. Chris, KD, way up here in the Spring Woodlands area. Thank you all for taking the time to go out there. I hope you had fun, and I hope you enjoyed hanging out with your fellow deckheads, because it looked like a lot of fun. They all went to Watson's afterwards. I went home. I had enough risking it socially, but apparently it was a good time. Katie said, I haven't had a club pick like that in a long time. Listen, at one point, Manny, I gotta fix my hat. It's always crooked. At one point, Manny grabbed my hips, and I haven't felt the sensual touch of a woman like that in a really long time. All right, one more update before we get to the sports, guys, because we do have sports to discuss. I do have sports to discuss. But before we get there, as you know, my homeowners association sent me a letter stating that I needed to pressure wash my driveway. And when they sent me that letter, I was angry. I lost my shit. I freaked out. I posted a lot of bad, nasty things about them on Facebook. I talked a lot of shit about them on this show. I am embarrassed to say how I acted. And it wasn't appropriate. It wasn't adult-like at all. But I am man enough to admit when I have made a mistake. And once I got out there and pressure washed the driveway, it was obvious to me that they were right. It was obvious to me that this driveway needed to be pressure washed, and I was not aware of just how dirty it was. But as you can see, I was wrong here, and I needed to do that. So, listen, I wanted them to know that I pressure washed my driveway, and I took it serious. And I hope that they see the fruits of my labor and that they are aware that their letter was not in vain to me. That I am conscious of the fact that, listen, the driveway was kind of dirty. And so I wanted them to know they were right. I also want you guys to know that my wife was livid that I did that and called me a child because not only did I do that, but I went to the neighborhood Facebook page and posted the pics and said, well, turns out the HOA was right. You guys on the board were right. I did need to pressure wash my driveway. So, happy to oblige. Oh my God. All right, now let's get to the sports because we do have a lot of sports to get to. Now, I didn't do the sports headlines like I normally do because I ran out of time. I gotta tell you, Daddy got his new CBD gummies in. Overslept a little. They work for me. What can I say? So I got almost everything. I mean, I created more slides than I normally do, but I didn't get to the headlines. All right. Yes, I did. Sergio, I did post them in the Facebook page. And so, yeah, fuck them. Okay. Now, I don't have sports headlines for you, but you guys know what the fuck's going on. MLB Playoffs, NFL football week 4, NBA Finals, all that. And let's start with the NBA Finals. Let's start with the fact that Game 3, look, I said Lakers in 5, and I still believe Lakers in 5. But last night, I figured the Miami Heat would win a game, but I didn't think that they would win a game like they won last night and do so undermanned. I mean, they're down 2 of their better players and Goran Dragic. God damn it. Why? I'm just going to call him GD from now on. GD and Bam Adebayo obviously hurt, maybe available for game 4. I wouldn't push it. We know there's going to be a game 5. That might be when you see them. But last night, I think it was a shock to a lot of people, I believe, who thought after the first 2 games, the Lakers were going to sweep this. But I said I thought the Heat would win a game, and they won a game. But I didn't think it would go like last night. And last night, I think, put a lot of people on notice, including the Lakers, that, listen, we might be undermanned, but you're not going to out-hustle us and outplay us, because if we play defense, and if Jimmy Butler steps up and is the superstar that he can be, we can hang with you guys. And I think that it was a wake-up call for the Lakers. Now, usually when LeBron James gets a wake-up call, that's bad news for the other team. Usually, if you come out and you punch LeBron and his team in the mouth, there's going to be consequences and repercussions. But here's the difference. Jimmy Butler is mad now. All right. Jimmy Butler is an angry man because LeBron talked shit to him. And we will get to that. But here's your stats from the game. You can see right now the Lakers turned the ball over a ton, especially in the first half. The Heat got out to an early lead, but when the Lakers cut it to 4, they actually took a 4-point lead at one point. But when the Lakers had cut the lead to 4 at one point, I thought, uh-oh, this is only a matter of time before the Lakers take over and do what the Lakers do. But by the way, I have the wrong box score up here. What the fuck is going on here? Oh, well. Well, we don't need that. What the hell? What game did I go to? What the fuck am I doing? But what matters from this game, the fact that, 1, the Lakers had a ton of turnovers. 2, the Miami Heat withstood the different runs from the Lakers. Yes, Jimmy Butler balled out, KD. And that's really the difference. And you need look no further than his box score. Get off the goddamn screen. Jimmy Butler played 45 minutes in this game. He scored 40 points, 11 rebounds, 13 assists, had 2 steals. He had a triple-double. And I saw a stat that said this is the first time that LeBron James has ever been outscored, out-rebounded, and out-assisted by any player in the NBA in the finals, including his own teammates. The very first time. And Jimmy Butler did that. Now, you may have noticed, and it's been talked a little bit, but people were saying that Butler was out there screaming, he's in trouble, he's in trouble. Speaking of LeBron, if you don't know what happened, at one point during the game, in the first half, LeBron said to the Heat and said to Jimmy Butler, y'all are in trouble. And I think Jimmy Butler took that personally. And I think Jimmy Butler said, nah, fam. Everybody get on my back. I'm about to will us to this victory. Jimmy Butler was absolutely exhausted at the end of that game. Did you see him at the free throw line in the last couple of minutes? Dude was gassed. When he got fouled by Rondo towards the end there, you could he was like Earl Campbell slow to get up. He gave the Heat and his teammates everything he had. And a lot of times when you hear that and a team is playing LeBron James and his squad, it's usually not enough. It was enough. Credit to the Miami Heat for playing stellar defense. Credit to them for forcing turnovers. Not the best game by LeBron James, but you know what? Sometimes when you poke the bear, bad shit happens. And Jimmy Butler was bad shit last night in a good way. And when they took the lead, and it was obvious that they weren't going to lose that game and he wasn't going to let them. He came off the court yelling, they're in trouble, in trouble, in trouble, in trouble. Not even saying there. If you just read his lips, it was in trouble. That's what stood out to him. And I think what he said after the game was super important as well. If you saw the post-game interview, Jimmy Butler said, we know we can beat them and we don't fear them. And that is so important. And if they get GD back, if they get Bam Adebayo back, one or both of them at any point in this series, it's different. Now, do I think that the Heat are going to beat the Lakers and win the NBA title? No, I don't. LeBron James is still the GOAT. LeBron James is still the best. But for one night, for one moment, Jimmy Butler came out and was the best player on the planet. For one night, he was the best basketball player on the planet. Because you had the best player on the planet on the floor, and he just flat out outplayed him. He wanted it more. He had something to prove, and he was pissed off. And I'm going to tell you right now, I'm a Jimmy Butler stan. I had tweeted out that I was becoming a Jimmy Butler stan, but the more that I thought about it, he's an underrated superstar and has been most of his career. He's never taken his game to the elite level, but now that he's in the finals and shining, he's doing so. He's a Houston guy. And everywhere he's gone, there's been a little bit of controversy around Jimmy Butler, but I think Jimmy Butler more than anything wants to win. And after games like last night and he's got some pit bull in him. He's got some junkyard dog in him. He's got some dog in him, man. I love it. And I am quickly becoming a stan, if I'm not already, of Jimmy Butler. Like if I were buying jerseys, if I wore jerseys, I would rock a Jimmy Butler jersey. Before I rock the Harden jersey, before I rock the LeBron jersey, Butler might be the only NBA jersey that I would buy and wear. And that's weird coming from me. Weird. I mean, I'm not going to buy a Jimmy Butler jersey. Don't get me wrong. But I can't think of anybody that really gets me excited about the game like Jimmy Butler does right now. What he's doing right now. Unbelievable. Yes, Frank, my prediction was Lakers in 5. I'm sticking by Lakers in 5 because LeBron James is still LeBron James. Jimmy Butler showed up and showed out. What's up, Jeff Bell? Better late than never. LeBron James is still LeBron James. He was not happy. They left the court 12 seconds before the game was over, which pissed people off, we've had these discussions in the past. Remember we talked about when the Celtics disrespected, was it Jordan and left it was the Pistons, where Jordan felt disrespected by the fact that they left the court early and this, that, and the other. And well, it happened again. So that squashes that. I guess it does happen more often than not. When you know you lost, fuck your 12 seconds, dribble the ball out. We're going to be in the locker room pissed off and planning for the next game. LeBron James is not happy. And that's a scary thing, too, if you're the Heat. So. A White Magic said, would I wear a Kobe jersey? No, I wouldn't. I was not a Kobe Bryant stan. I wasn't a fan. I wasn't a big Kobe Bryant guy. And, I know I'm not supposed to say that now that he's passed away. Why would I change that? I mean, there are plenty of basketball players that have passed away that I'm not a fan of and never was. I recognize Kobe Bryant's greatness, but I wasn't a fan, so I wouldn't wear his jersey. I wouldn't wear, I'm not, you know what? The one other jersey, I wouldn't even wear a Jordan jersey, White Magic. There's one other jersey that I would wear besides Jimmy Butler. Anybody want to guess? Anybody want to guess what jersey that is? Tina Thompson. Just kidding. Cheryl Swoops, of course. What are you, fucking crazy? No, not a Baron Davis jersey. Reverend, what the fuck? What? An Olajuwon jersey. Exactly, Billy Killer. Exactly. I would rock an Hakeem Olajuwon jersey and a Jimmy Butler jersey. And that's it. Steve Francis, get the fuck. Now Dame could be in that category, underrated mess. That's a good call. Dame is one of those guys that if he keeps playing like he's playing, he reminds me, Jimmy Butler and Dame remind me of each other a little bit. They got that dog in them and they don't give a shit who you are. But yes, I would rock a Dream jersey and I would rock a Jimmy Butler jersey. Like out and about. But let's be real. I ain't no. But I'd rock a Vernon Maxwell t-shirt. Oh man. Man, oh man. All right, guys. Spanulas. House, you are a goddamn idiot. I am not rocking a Spanulas jersey. So, thanks to Jimmy Butler, the Miami Heat, for making this series fun again. I do want to say that because it's going to be good now. Game 4 is going to be must-watch basketball. For real. Game 4 is going to be must-watch basketball. All right. I hate to do this to you. It's time to talk football. Well, I don't know if what the Texans are doing right now I would call football, but we have to talk about it. We have to talk about this shit show that exists out on Kirby. Because, guys, it's an absolute shit show. This is unprecedentedly bad for the Houston Texans. There were people that were asking me, did I think that the Texans, that Bill O'Brien was on the hot seat after an 0-3 start? And I said, no, I didn't. but I also felt like they could start this season 0-4. I think they'll beat the Jags next week. But I said that the Minnesota Vikings were a better team than their 0-3 record showed, even though, they hadn't played like it. They were better than their record. The Texans, listen close. The Texans are not better than their record. The Texans are an 0-4 team because they're playing like an 0-4 team. Because they're coached like an 0-4 team. Because they game plan and scheme like an 0-4 team. Because they go out and execute like an 0-4 team. So if you want to sit here and make excuses about, but they were a catch away from, it was a close out of bounds call from, that's not what cost them this game. Giving up 31 points to the Minnesota Vikings is what cost them this game. Giving up 162 yards rushing cost them this game. Getting no turnovers and giving the ball away, a costly turnover that cost them 3 points. The Texans are playing like an 0-4 team, and they are not better than their record would indicate. This is a bad football team right now. A bad football team. J.J. Watt is okay. He's mediocre at best right now. Deshaun Watson is not playing well. He doesn't look good. He doesn't look comfortable, but in the pocket, he doesn't look like he's making good decisions. He's not making good throws. He was wild and inaccurate yesterday. And I love Deshaun Watson. You guys know that. But he's not playing good right now. They kept talking about it during the broadcast. Oh, he's pressing. He's pressing. I don't know what it is. But this is a poorly coached football team. It's a poorly managed football team. And the players are going out and playing poorly. Look what they gave up on the ground. 162 yards rushing. This is one of the worst 3 or 4 defenses in all of football, and it's not even close. It's not even fucking close. They're giving up 30 a game like it's government cheese. They're just giving out touchdowns. It's embarrassing. This is the amount of points that they have given up in their first 4 games. 34, 33, 28, 31. And they managed their best output offensively against, again, one of the worst defenses in the NFL in the Minnesota Vikings. And they managed to scrape out 23 points. They managed 23 points. Well, thank God Bill O'Brien took over play calling duties, right? Oh, man, did you see that offensive output? Woo! By the way, just so we're clear, the 290 points or the 290 passing yards is what happens when you are playing from behind. This defense is fucking atrocious, and the offense is ugly. It's not as bad as the defense, but it ain't pretty. At all. Deshaun Watson has no weapons. He has no confidence in himself or his offensive line. By the way, we talk about the lack of weapons because of trading DeAndre Hopkins and the lack of a running game because of letting Carlos Hyde go. We talk about, one thing we haven't been talking about a lot is this offensive line is as bad as it's ever been, it looks like. The Laramie Tunsil deal was supposed to be it. That was it. Right? You got Titus Howard on one side, Laramie Tunsil on the other. We're go time, baby. The Texans are 0-4. Laramie Tunsil hasn't meant shit. He's a penalty machine. And as bad as this team is, and they're probably going to finish with 6 wins or less on the year, they have no first or second round draft pick because Laramie Tunsil is the draft pick this year. Wow. Great job, Bill O'Brien. You have managed to completely fuck this team up. Not just a little bit, not just for, a game or a season. You have fucked up the present and the future of the Houston Texans. Yeah, Dandy Dan. Good. I mean, it's obvious. I make these slides every week. I can pull up the slides the first 4 slides of what the Texans do. But Dandy Dan, rushing yards allowed by the Texans, 166, 230, 169, and 162. Fucking awful. Awful. Absolutely awful. And we talked about the fact that my concern was this secondary. But all the money that they dumped into the middle linebackers on this team, the stopping the run and getting after the passer, hasn't meant shit. And then I got to watch the Texans Twitter account be like, Texans say they're going to continue to work hard. Well, work harder because it's fucking awful. And last night, or yesterday I should say, was the first time this year that they've allowed fans in the stands at NRG. And there was maybe 5,000, 6,000 people. And if you saw it, it was sparse. They were spread out. And I'm going to tell you something, and I've been saying this, and I'm going to keep saying it. But if that's not what it looks like when they're back to allowing 100% capacity, you guys are getting what you deserve. This is a shit show. It is an absolute shit show. And once they're like, hey, you guys can come back. Oh, you fucking sheep and Texans, blue bloods and all that bullshit. You're going to go right back to supporting this raggedy ass team. This awful football team. Awful. They're a fucking joke. And maybe now, since they, gave up 162 yards rushing, since Bill O'Brien decided after last week he needed to take over play calling duties again, maybe now he'll take over defensive coordinator duties. And then he can take over special teams play calling duties. And then he can take over fucking cooking the meals and driving the bus and flying the plane and just take over everything, Bill O'Brien. I mean, if you're going to run this goddamn franchise into the ground, you might as well do it all. It's awful. And the McNairs need to open their eyes, snap to and say, if you don't get this shit turned around by the break, you're gone. I don't care that I have to pay you. You are gone. That needs to be a conversation that Cal McNair sits his general manager and his head coach. Oh, wait, it's the same fucking guy ruining this franchise. But that is a conversation that Cal McNair needs to have. He needs to sit Bill O'Brien down and say, I put my faith in you. I put my trust in you. And we are the laughingstock of the NFL. And if you don't get it fixed by the break, you're gone. Now, do I have faith that Cal McNair and the McNairs are going to do that? Nope, I don't. I don't have any faith at all that he's going to do that. None. Because if he did, if he was willing to do that now, he would have never turned over the keys to the kingdom to Bill O'Brien in the first place. Bill O'Brien had never done anything to prove he was worthy of all of this power. Nothing. 9-7. You give the keys to the kingdom to a guy who averages slightly better than average in his career. 9-7. And you're like, well, shit. Bill O'Belichick, get your ass over here and take it all. It's just it's a joke. That franchise is a joke. It is an absolute shit show. Speaking of shit shows, I'm sorry. Listen, I'm sorry. The Texas football teams are awful. At least the Cowboys won a game. Hey, Donna. Hi, sweets. The Cowboys and the Texans are embarrassing the state of Texas. Can we just be real here? This is supposed to be a football state. Hey, Texas, best football state in the country. No, it ain't, bitch. No. Combined, Texas is 1-7 in football. 1-7. Hold on. Let me just right quick. Give me a moment, please. Let's discuss for a moment, if you will. Come on, pull up the goddamn. What's wrong with my internet connection here? Come on, ESPN. Pull up the NFL. Oh, Jesus. NFL. Here we go. So the state of Texas is 1-7. The state of Ohio is 4-3. Oh, we're a football state. Not in the pros, we're not. Not in the fucking pros, we're not. I mean, New York's kind of a shit show, but they're lucky they have the Bills. Because they're what, 4-7? Well, they got to win. Jesus. The state of Florida in the AFC is 2-6. If you add in Tampa, they're 5-7. It's a shit show. And the Cowboys are no better. The Cowboys are a -20. The Cowboys defense has more holes in it than Bill Belichick's sweatshirt. That's the wrong button. Look, the Cowboys gave up 307 yards rushing, not passing. That's not a typo. I usually make typos. That's not a typo. The Cowboys gave up, as an NFL franchise, as professional players that draw a check, the Cowboys gave up $307. Rushing yards. For all the money that they pay these players, to give up 307 yards in the NFL is an absolute disgrace. So you add in 201 yards passing, 508 yards on the day, and I know they're like, well, look at 566 yards passing. I promise you that they don't get those kind of offensive numbers if they have a lead. But if you're always playing from behind, if you're always playing at a disadvantage on the scoreboard, you're going to have to put up 481 yards passing. And by the way, Cowboys, you can praise Dak Prescott all you want. He's part of the problem with his turnovers. His turnovers are an issue. Cowboys are ugly right now. Man, I had high hopes for that team. I was ready to be impressed. I was like, oh boy. If they're right defensively, look out. That's a Super Bowl contender. Man, you ain't winning shit with a defense like that. That's ugly. That's ugly. And I want to show you guys something. Do you notice a trend here between these two teams? If you look at the Texans and you look at the Cowboys, you notice something here? Neither of them can manage 100 yards rushing. Both of them are giving up over 150 yards rushing. And look at time of possession. If you can't stop the run in the NFL, you are fucked. You are done. You had better learn how to stop the run. Katie said, I'll take Eric Berry if Thomas is that much of a problem. Okay. It's pretty bad. But if you want to just go ahead and look regionally, well, at least the Saints beat the Detroit Lions. Here's your Saints update for you, because I thought, you know what? I don't just want to talk Texans. I don't just want to talk Cowboys. In the chat, I'm willing to bet you that 90% of the football allegiances go to one of three teams. Either the Texans, the Cowboys, or the Saints. So I don't know why I put the Lions in red. I needed to fix that. It's whatever. That was the last second thing. But the New Orleans Saints actually looked okay. I mean, they looked pretty good. Although I wouldn't exactly say giving up 30 points to the Lions is great, but the Saints also not great on defense. All three of the teams that most of you in the chat root for are shitty defensively. They're bad defensive teams, all three. Yes, all three. The Texans, the Saints, and the Cowboys are all terrible defensive teams. In fact, Probably 3 of the 5 worst teams in football defensively. Clarence, giving up 30 points to the Lions is not balanced. I'm sorry, buddy. I'm sorry. But if I pull up defensive statistics, Trucker Taco said, I'm a Roughneck fan now. Bro, you ain't never lied. Here you go. Points per game. Oh, look at that. The Saints moved up a little. Here, let's go to the old share screen, shall we? Let's take a peek-see over at some statistics for your teams here. Let's go here. Let's do this. Let's get rid of this. And let's pull up the browser and let's take a look-see together. Huh? Look, there you go. There you go. Points per game on the right. The worst in the football. The worst in the NFL. The Cowboys are giving up 30. The Cowboys are worse than the Jets defensively, guys. The Cowboys are the worst defensive team in football. 36.5 points a game. The Falcons are giving up 36. The Jets 32.8. The Lions are giving up 31.8. So you better have scored at least 32 points, Saints fans. But the Texans are giving up 31.5 and the Saints are giving up 30.8. And that only went down because the Lions couldn't muster 30. But I'm telling you right now, the Cowboys, the Saints, and the Texans are an absolute shit show on the defensive side of the ball. And it's not even, and I'm not picking on any of them. These are just facts. Look at that. Look at it. Look at your screen. Shit show. It's really ugly. Really, really ugly. And if you want to see, let's look at yards per game allowed, huh? Because that matters, right? Look, the Saints are proud. Hey, we're only giving up 330. Stop letting people score, Saints. Stop. Texans are only giving up 393. God damn it, Cowboys. Them boys are giving up 430 yards a game. Woo! Awful. What'd it do offensively? Oh, good job. Well, Cowboys, 3rd most points scored per game in football. Well, good. But if you're giving up 35 and you're scoring 31, guess what that is? That's 1-3. Now, I will say this. Let's take a look here. Listen close, Texans fans, before you start going, oh, well, at least the Saints and the Cowboys suck too. No, they just suck defensively. Because if you notice, the Cowboys are 3rd in the NFL in points scored. The Saints are 6th in points scored. Your Texans are 4th to last in points scored. Only the Washington football team, the New York Jets, and the New York Giants are scoring less points per game than the Houston Texans. Well, thank God Bill O'Brien's taking over the offense. That's going to change. Now maybe they'll score more than the Broncos. You got to be fucking kidding me. I mean, the Texans are an absolute shit show. One of the 5 worst offenses and 5 worst defenses in football. Period. That's the Houston Texans right now. That's the vaunted Houston Texans. That's what Bill O'Brien has turned this team into. Good job, Cal McNair. Fucking awful. You're the shittiest owner in football. Dan Snyder is laughing at you right now, Cal McNair. Did you ever think as a Texans fan, you'd be like, fuck, I wish Jerry Jones owned this team? Man. Wouldn't it be great if Jerry Jones owned the Texans? There might be actually an owner that gave a shit about actually winning football games. And money, but winning, and hoochies. But winning football games matters to Jerry Jones. I don't know that it matters to Cal McNair. I think what matters to Cal McNair is that they don't rock the boat, is that they fade this PR nightmare that they had because Bob McNair did the inmates running the prison thing. They've known, the players in the past have talked about the fact that Bill O'Brien and other people within this organization not exactly been the kindest to African-American players. So they've got all these PR nightmares that they faded and squashed and made go away. But they don't give a shit about winning football games. They don't. If you cared about winning football games, you wouldn't have traded DeAndre Hopkins. Period. End of story. No argument, no discussion. And if you have one, you're wrong and need to shut up. You don't trade one of the best wide receivers in football if you care about winning. Period. You're not Bill Belichick and you're not the Patriots, and you can't just go, well, we don't have to pay superstars. You don't have Tom Brady. And you don't have the mind of Bill Belichick. Yeah, Katie said Cowboys' biggest problem is their turnovers. No, they're also their biggest problem is they can't stop anybody, Katie. Did you not see the statistics? They are a shit show defensively. I mean, you need to own that, Cowboy fan. You need to own that. The Cowboys right now are not a good football team either. If you want to tell me they're slightly below average, I would entertain that. But good? No. The Saints, not a good football team. Average at best because their defense is so bad. But I expect their offense to be good. And especially when they get Michael Thomas back. That's when we're going to see a difference. But they better get better on defense. They better get better on defense, even with Michael Thomas coming back. Man, what a shit show for the region, right? I hate this goddamn hat. I'm just going to wear it like this. That feels so crooked. But this lens, it makes my nose and my hat look crooked. Anyways, what a shit show. So I got a question for you. I know that the Astros start soon. Is anybody planning on watching baseball? Is anyone into the next round? Are you guys into MLB playoffs? And I don't just mean Astros. I mean baseball. They're trying to put forth a bubble and they're doing their best. So today's slate of games, you've got Astros and A's at 3:07. Lance McCullers versus Chris Bassett. And then you've got Yankees Rays at 7 o'clock. So the question is, you got 2 Monday Night Football games, which, by the way, one of them is Chiefs and Patriots. Well, thanks a lot to Cam Newton. He got COVID and ruined my fantasy squad. And not because I hope he's well, but could you just not get COVID? And then we could have played the games on Sunday, and then I wouldn't have benched Clyde Edwards-Helaire and then found out after I benched him and all my other running backs played that, they're going to play on Monday. Well, shit. Not that I needed the points because I'm whooping whoever I'm playing's ass, 144-80. But it would have been nice. It would have been fucking nice. Oh, Andy, I welcome Andy Huggins. I know you're going to follow baseball. Andy doesn't give a shit about football. I think he mildly cares about the Texans, but not this team. But yes, there would be no doubt in my mind, Mr. Huggins. I know. Yeah, exactly, PK. Me too. But the question is, I'm curious, are you guys going to we're going to see if viewership goes down when the Astros start. We're at 86 right now. Now, it doesn't help that I take a break at 3 o'clock for 5 minutes, but Daddy has to pee and some of y'all smoke cigarettes and some of you have to poop. So, we take the 5 minutes. But, of course, the Astros schedule, they're playing 5 games in 5 days. I don't know, maybe they are playing 5 games, who cares? They're playing 5 games in 5 days. All of them in the middle of the day, all of them during Barry on Deck. Fuck you, Astros. I don't even know why I'm wearing this shitty ass hat. Why you gotta mess with my ratings? Why you gotta mess with my numbers? Damn it. So yeah, if you're curious about the schedule, Astros today at 3:07, tomorrow at 3:37. Wednesday they play at 2:35. Thursday they play at 2:35, and then Friday's game is 2:35 if needed. So who you got? Before we get out of here, let's just talk American League. Who you got? We're down to 8 teams left, right? Who you got? Do you honestly believe that this Houston Astros team, as built, can beat the A's in a 5-game series? Yes, Mike, it's an Astros cap, not a roller rink disco thing. Look, Donna, see? Damn, Donna. Oh, killing me. Even Donna's bailing on me. And I love Donna. I don't blame her. But damn. You know, the good thing is you can go watch the Astros and then come back and watch Barry on Deck later. That is a thing you can do. You guys know that, right? You can abandon me, and I get it, and my numbers will suffer. But then you can come back and finish the show, and Daddy would appreciate it. So your predictions. I got Stros in 4, A's versus Rays, both win in 4. Okay. P. Jones finally picked up on it. Good job, buddy. Total Dallas wants the Athletics to win. No surprise. He's an athletic supporter. Alex Villanueva, Astros, Rays, Padres, Marlins to advance. I'll play that parlay. Is that an actual parlay? I would not waste your money there, buddy. I would not waste your money. Of all the teams that you have on there, I only see one winning that series. I'm gonna go ahead and say A's, Rays, Braves, Dodgers. A's, Rays, Braves, Dodgers. And it's not because it rhymes. I think those are the better baseball teams. Now, the Yankees very well could win that series. I don't know that the Padres or anybody really has enough to beat the Dodgers. The A's are tough. They play Houston tough. And I think Houston is outmatched in the pitching department by just about every team left, including the Yankees. But for sure the Rays and for sure the A's. The Braves are scary. I think the Braves could give the Dodgers some fits. But at the end of the day, I think your World Series is Yankees-Dodgers. That means I got to change my pick, though, because I said Rays, huh? All right, I'll go Rays, Dodgers, World Series. But the Yankees, I'm really having a tough time not picking the Yankees. I really am. But I'll go out on a limb. I'll say Rays, Dodgers, World Series, Dodgers win. So, A's, Rays, Braves, Dodgers. There's my picks. But keep an eye on the Yankees. They're making it difficult for me to not pick them. All right, we got to get to a break. Why has my mouse stopped working? There we go. We got to get to a break. So, coming up in hour number 2, we're done with sports. We've covered it all. We've talked about everything I wanted to talk about. We talked about y'all's shitty football teams. We talked about the baseball playoffs. We've talked about the NBA Finals. Jimmy Butler stan, number 1 fan right here. So speaking of number 1 fans, coming up in hour number 2, we're going to talk about the fact that there's a woman who got a ton of Eminem tattoos and broke a world record, and she's a fucking weirdo. We're going to talk about COVID dreams. We're going to talk about things that spouses do that people complain about that are kind of weird to complain about. Some of them. Not all of them, but some of them. That and so much more. We're back in 5 minutes. This is Barry on Deck. I'm your host, Barry Laminack. Do not go anywhere. And hey, do me a favor. While we're on a break, give the channel a subscribe if you haven't already. Would you please do that for me? Just subscribe to the channel and give the video a thumbs up. And we're back in 5 minutes. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back to hour number 2 of Barry on Deck. I'm your host, Barry Laminack. Thank you guys for being here. Appreciate you waiting it out through the break. Those of you that stuck around, those of you that didn't, you're dicks. I mean, listen, no, that's not appropriate. Lord, I apologize. Just did Larry the Cable Guy. That's when you know you're at a new all-time low. Hey, listen, before we get cracking with hour number 2, I'm happy to tell you guys about Dan's Seafood and Wings. Go to eatitdans.com if you have not been there and check out their amazing menu that they have. It is literally, and I am not even kidding you, it is literally some of the best Asian, Latin, and Cajun-inspired seafood and wing recipes in all of the city of Houston. I drove halfway across this city to get my Dan's fix, and I'm going to tell you right now, I was not disappointed, and you will not be disappointed either. They have 2 locations for you, one on the southwest side of town at 3991 South Gessner, and the other one is on the northeast side of town at 18 Uvalde Road, and I went to the Uvalde location, and oh my goodness, it is so delicious. Now, here's what you need to do. They have, their most popular item is the boiled spicy shrimp. And that's what Nora and I got. And oh my goodness, when I tell you that the boiled spicy shrimp is amazing, it is amazing. All right, their New Orleans barbecue shrimp is good. The grilled platter. And don't take my word for this. Don't take Nora's word for this. One of your fellow deckheads, Francisco Abarca, loves Dan's, eats there all the time, and he swears by the lo mein. So try it all. The wings were great. The food is great. All the food fresh. All the food delicious. If you're looking for the phone numbers, Crystal Collins, so you can call them on your phone, the southwest side is 713-781-1788. And on the northeast side, it's 832-834-6788. Look, just go to eatitdans.com. Check them out on Facebook and Instagram at eatitdans and at eatitdans1. And then, you know, when you're there, tell them you heard about it at Barry on Deck. And real quick, I mentioned earlier that I overslept. And I'd like to say, now, normally I use a slide to talk about Hemp Vita. No slide needed, all right? When I tell you guys that I use the Hemp Vita products, when I tell you guys that I regularly use their products, it's not just me telling you that. So this is my order of Hemp Vita gummies that I got in the mail, and I'm going to keep these back here so you can see them. Last night, I took 2. Now, it says serving size 1, so I don't recommend you go above that unless you talk to somebody, but I take 2 gummies, and Daddy goes night-night. And Daddy goes night-night really, really good. These Hemp Vita CBD gummies, there's 150 milligrams of CBD in them. All the cannabinoids in Hemp Vita's products organically grown in the U.S. No THC. You can see right there, it even says no THC, 150 milligrams. It's got all the info on the package, but it's also not candy. So don't eat it like candy. But I'm telling you right now, I swear by these. And a lot of the deckheads will swear by these. But I also swear by the Hemp Vita CBD gel, the joint and muscle CBD gel. Look, you can think I don't use this product. It's almost gone. All right. It is almost gone. I have had neck pain since yesterday morning. I hurt my neck. And I literally could not move, all right? I could not physically get up out of the bed and move. Today, nothing. Listen, I'm telling you guys, I put this gel on, Nora put this on 3 times yesterday. I took some Hemp Vita CBD gummies, and I'm moving around like nothing happened. It's unbelievable. I swear by Hemp Vita CBD products. And what's cool is, look, when I did my gummies order, this is the other stuff they sent me in the mail. They sent me some sunblock. They sent me a couple of hand sanitizers. They always send in free goodies. Guys, go to hempvitacbd.com right now, and whatever ails you, they're going to have a product for it, whether it's better sleep, and if you have insomnia, anxiety, seizures, inflammation, get that gel. Pain relief, get that gel. If you're not sleeping well, get the CBD gummies. But I'm telling you right now, hempvitacbd.com. Use promo code DECKHEAD15, save 15%. And guys, it's not part of the read, but can I say that I'm proud of Crystal Collins because she took a gummy? I don't know if it worked for her. Sometimes it's not going to work for you, I'll be honest. I think she thought she was supposed to get high. You don't get high on CBD gummies, Crystal. You should just sleep better. And hopefully you did. Okay. I have another update before we get into the weirdness. And I personally, this is my favorite part of the show, when we get past the sports and just get to the weird shit. But as you know, if you were here for hour number 1, Penguin Katie has me trying these sodas, the Zevia sodas. So this is Mountain Zevia. I gotta do a focus check real quick. Focus check. I can't wait till I get an autofocus camera. Should be here tomorrow. Zevia, Mountain Zevia, naturally. This is supposed to be Mountain Dew, and you guys know I'm a big time gamer. I mean, I'm not like one of those dorks that, gets a logo made. I'm just fucking with your house. I have a logo for the show. Here we go. Here we go. White Magic said, I just picked up a 6-pack of that like 2 seconds ago, but I got the regular cola. So you got this stuff, White Magic? This is what you got? It ain't bad. Slight aftertaste. Just slightly. Not terrible. Not terrible. Sorry, I'm trying to focus here. Here we go, guys. This is the real test. Why don't these fuckers advertise on this show? Maybe because I say fuckers. Here we go. Nope. It tastes like Diet Mountain Dew. If you're a Diet Mountain Dew fan, this might be okay. No. Nope. I can't endorse this. I can endorse the cola. Like I said, a slight aftertaste, but I can endorse the cola. Now, Penguin Katie told me the root beer is the best. So I saw these at H-E-B. I'm going to go get one from, I'm going to get some root beer, and I'm going to try some others. They have a Dr. Zevia or whatever. I'll try that as well. Can't endorse this. Not as good. Nope. Don't. It tastes like watered down Diet Mountain Dew. David Green said, thank you for the super chat. David Green, pop in the super chat cherry. We made it a whole hour. Wow. Thank you, buddy, for your generosity and popping the cherry. But he said, Jack Daniels will kill the aftertaste. That's true. Usually you chase the Jack Daniels. Now you got to chase the Mountain Zevia. Just add some vodka? Well, no. I was on a kick this weekend. By the way, I don't know why, but I was craving vodka cranberries. So, of course, I had vodka cranberries this weekend because I'm fancy. And I watched Sex and the City reruns. Don't judge me, bitches, okay? Sometimes daddy just needs to put the pinky up and be fancy. Hey, listen, Truck and Taco, I try to be honest with you guys. God damn this hat. I try to be honest with you guys whenever I try a product. If I don't like something, I'll either just not say it or I'm going to tell you the truth. And PK said try it. And so here we are. And I could lie, but what would be the point? They don't sponsor the show. Not that I would lie about somebody that sponsored the show. But, yeah. It's whatever. David Green said, Crown with diet root beer is fantastic when cutting carbs. Crown and root beer? I don't know about all that, David. That sounds disgusting. All right, let's get to some stories, shall we? Are COVID dreams a real thing? That is the question. And there was a study out that talked about, is COVID actually causing people to have bad dreams? It says COVID has turned 2020 into a nightmare. Now a team of researchers in Finland had evidence that the pandemic really is a bad dream. In a paper published, scientists used artificial intelligence to help analyze the dreams, the dream content of close to 1,000 people, and found that the coronavirus had infected more than half of the distressed dreams reported. My question is, are you having COVID-related dreams? It said eventually 33 dream clusters or themes emerged. 20 of the dream clusters were classified as bad dreams, and 55% of those had pandemic-specific content. Are you having COVID dreams? And the only reason that I brought this up, and the only reason I thought that this article was interesting or important, was because I realized, so I'm not a big, don't remember, I don't feel like I dream a lot. And I think partially because a lot of times my sleep pattern, I don't hit REM sleep. I don't get to a deep sleep like that. So I don't either, if I am dreaming, I don't remember, or I don't know if I ever get to that state. But the few times in the last 6 months that I can remember dreaming, every single one of them has been about COVID. I shit you not. Every single one of them has been about being in public around people in an environment that worried me that I was going to get COVID. Like that I was like, but like at the grocery store. I think one of the dreams I had, if I remember, I was at the grocery store. I was in public, and all I remember is that people kept coming up and face talking me. You know how somebody gets real close to you, and you're like, bro, God, I shouldn't be able to smell your breath. Back the fuck up, especially in a pandemic. And I had my mask on, but like it's just person after person, and then I look up and there's a crowd of people. And I'm freaking the fuck out. That's literally the kind of dreams that I have, is that I'm around people that have COVID, or they're at risk, and then I'm around them and the mask is an issue. And I literally have had a similar dream like that 3 or 4 times in the last 6 months. And that's the only dreams I remember. And it's weird because I don't usually dream about, my dreams are usually like weird shit. Not sexual. I mean, sometimes. But yeah, it's Trucker Taco said, no, the Texans are reason for bad dreams. Okay, I could see that. But it's weird, but I think that this is really weighing on people. Let's be real. We are in uncharted territory. Living in a pandemic for a lot of us is something we've never been through or thought we would go through in our lifetime. You think, well, we have science and technology. There's no reason to have an outbreak or a pandemic. Bullshit. When you've got people in power that think it's a fucking, it'll go away by the summer. Yeah, he said that. I won't start. I will say this. Somebody asked me, this is a little off topic. I hate the crooked hat, by the way. It just drives me fucking nuts. But the hair is bad, so I have to wear it. Somebody asked me, somebody reached out and was like, hey, you seem angry lately. I'm not going to go into politics, but I'm going to say something just to say it so that you guys understand where I'm coming from. And then I will move on. And I'm not going to discuss it. I'm not going to. People said, I've seen 28 days later. Oh, okay. But some people are asking me like, bro, you've been kind of like lashing out on Twitter, and are you angry? Are you okay? I am angry about politics. And here's why. And I'm not going to get into the politics of it, but I'm just going to say this. I'm mad that the Republicans made me have to choose sides. I prided myself on being a moderate, but I feel like I've been forced to choose. And I'm mad that the Republicans made me choose. I feel that they've done that. As a moderate, as a guy who has been staunchly down the middle, I voted for George Herbert Walker Bush. I voted for George W. Bush twice. I voted for Obama. I have voted usually split tickets in state and local, depending on who's who. And I'm mad that I don't feel like the Republican Party has given me a choice. I want to be able to vote for the best person. I really don't feel like I have that option this year. I have to vote for the lesser of two evils at a party level. And that makes me mad. So if you're a Republican and you're not a crazy right-wing Republican, maybe you just lean right, or you are right that leans middle, talk to your party. You're going to lose a lot of us in the middle. A lot of us. And so, yeah, I'm mad. And I'll be honest with you. I'll be honest with you, chat. I'll be honest with you, deckheads. I'll be honest with anybody watching this. Here comes the thumbs down. Don't take this the wrong way. I really and truly believed that Joe Biden was the worst possible option for the Democrats. Believed it. Okay? But when it comes to him versus Trump, it was like, well, at least Trump has all of his faculties. He may be, so all Trump had to do, all he had to do for me was just denounce white supremacy in the debate, and I probably would have still been right down the middle. It could have went either way, as much as I dislike Trump. But that was the tipping point for me. But the point that I'm making is, everybody in the middle is going to have a tipping point, and I think that both parties need to be very aware of that. So, what is this? Episode 104, 58 minutes. What is that? I don't know what that means. What does that mean, Chris? I don't know what that means. Yeah, and that's another point. And again, I'm not going to get into a ton of politics. Yep, I did. Amos, when I tell you I'm a moderate, I know a lot of people like to say they're a moderate because it makes them feel good. But Amos, I have voted for just as many Republicans in state, local, and national elections as I have Democrats. I am a staunchly moderate. Politically, I have views on the left and I have views on the right. And I don't like when one of them makes me choose. And I have been forced to choose this election, so. Oh, Chris, you are awesome, Chris. You really are. And I just want to say thank you for your political post about the Proud Boys. You made me go do some research. You made me view. So I'm here to be, I don't want to be right. I want to be informed. And I wish more people had that attitude. So I thank you for that. Okay. I didn't mean to go off on a political rant. I apologize. Okay. So this lady, this woman that you see on your screen, totally stable, 100% stable. Like she's not weird at all. It's not weird that she has Eminem's face tattooed on her body 16 different times. That's not weird. It's not weird that it's not weird that she's 35 years old and that she lives in Scotland. Her name is Nikki Patterson. Her Instagram account is Crazy Eminem Lady. It's not weird that she has 28 tattoos of Eminem on her body total, including lyrics and album covers and everything else. She has 16 different tattoos of Eminem on her body, just of his face. She literally is the reason he wrote Stan. Which, by the way, I said I'm a Jimmy Butler stan, but I'm not getting Jimmy Butler's face tattooed on my body 16 times, maybe 10, but I'll draw the line. NASCAR Johnny said, damn, she beat me. I only have 13 of Eminem. Here's what I want to know. Now, some of you have a lot of tattoos. Some of you do. Crystal has tattoos. Josh has tattoos. Some of you are short like tattoo. I don't know. Would you ever get the face of an actor or a rapper or musician, politician, or somebody famous on your body? And I'm not judging you. I am leaving this open for discussion. I would not. And here's why. If you happen to get the let's just say that Eminem was oh man, my stomach is growling. Dad is hungry. Let's just say Eminem is going along and then it comes out that he is a sex offender. Now what? You have 16 tattoos of his face on your body. Yeah, you could get them covered up, but fuck. I just don't trust celebrities enough to not fuck up where I would put their face on my body. Now, if you wanted to get Gandhi or Martin Luther King or Jesus or a Buddha, and I'm not suggesting that all of them are equal. I'm not suggesting that Gandhi and Jesus are the same or that Martin Luther King and Buddha are the same. I'm just throwing out names of people that have passed that for the most part, were good people. And look, some people tell you Martin Luther King was an adulterer. Okay? I'm just trying to come up with different nuances here. Bear with me. But let's just keep it at one. Let's just say Gandhi. Let's just start with my initial thought. Gandhi seems safe. Like I don't feel like you're going to go back and be like, well, Gandhi used to have sex with animals. You're like, what? I don't think you're at risk of that. Eminem, I mean, maybe he doesn't, maybe he's into cats and dogs. Who knows? You don't know. It's fucking weird to me that you would put somebody else's face on your body that's not a family member or a loved one. I understand if you get your kids or your grandma, your abuelita, whatever, your tío, whoever that you love dearly, you put them on your body as a way to honor them. I understand that. I totally get that. But a fucking random celebrity that you don't know and they don't know you? And then you do it 16 times? What the fuck are you doing? Now, the real question becomes, would you date this woman? Would you go out if she was smoking hot? And she's not. I mean, that picture on the right just screams crazy. If there was, and I don't want to be judgy here. I don't want to be judgy. But if you just go off of appearances, her face, that is the look of emotional issues. She just looks like a crazy person. I was thinking M&M's. Now, I would get the yellow M&M tattooed on my body, but I am not getting M&M. I'm not getting white M&M. I'll get yellow, red, or green. As long as she's not a witch into DDLG and thruples. What the fuck is DDLG? What is DDLG? I don't even know what that means, Reverend. She ain't fat. No. I mean, she's not an unattractive woman per se. She's just fucking emotionally unstable, in my opinion. And when you look at her, god damn, she looks crazy. I mean, she looks fucking crazy. Right? I don't know. That's just fucking weird to me. It's just weird to me that you would be like, you know what? Here's Eminem all over my body. And now you're trying to date a man and he's like, yo, bitch, why you got another dude's face? Oh, then it's just Eminem. Yeah, but you're infatuated with that dude. That's just weird. That's it, Fidel. That is it. I was trying to figure it out. Fidel cracked the case. She's got crazy eyes. She's got the eyes that say, I will stalk you in your sleep. I will boil your cat. I will scratch up your car if you leave me. That's what that face says. I will carve my name into the paint on your truck if you ever try to get out of this relationship. She literally looks like she was the inspiration for the Stan lyrics. That's so creepy. That's scary shit. Chris Reyes. Scary ones are the fun ones. Bro, you out of your mind. You are out of your, I mean, you do date, I don't know. You're in a relationship with somebody called Crazy Red. So there's that. Yeah, no, I'm good, fam. I'm good on that. Okay. This next topic. The flowers look nice. Marsha said the flowers look nice. Oh boy. I don't know about that. Where's this? Oh, nope, not the dreams. The flowers. Is that a dove? Oh no, that's his t-shirt. Oh, cool. You got his t-shirt tattooed. Jesus. Could you imagine? I don't know who that is on the left. I feel like that might be one of the members of D12 that passed away. I forget his name. But you're having sex with this woman and you look down and you see those crazy eyes and then you see Eminem looking back at you. No, I'm good. I'm a pass on that. I'm a big pass. All right. Let's talk about some crazy. Speaking of crazy, let's talk about people have revealed in a study Proof. That's who it was. Proof. Thank you, P. Jones. Thank you, Walt. Proof. Yeah, you got Proof and Eminem looking at you make your O face to your crazy lady. People reveal their weirdest complaints that they have about their spouses in a study that was published. Not a study. Someone posed a question on Reddit and said, what's the weirdest complaint that you have about your spouse? And these were some of the answers that were posted by adults on Reddit about the crazy things that they do. Now, I've not read all these, so we're going to learn some of these together. He, quote, took the middle of the night feedings with the baby. One Reddit user put, my mom used to complain that when my dad worked nights, he would take the midnight and 3 a.m. feedings so she could sleep. The person said her issue was she wanted to spend time with me. She was jealous of her child's father took the night feedings and wanted to spend time with his child since he slept during the day. So you're jealous that your husband is being a good father to his kids and feel, okay. You probably have 16 Eminem tattoos on your chest, you weirdo. Here's another one. He doesn't like spending any time with his wife. One of my coworkers complained to me that he couldn't stand spending any amount of time with his wife. He would work overtime and volunteer night shifts just to not have to go home. Well, why in the fuck are you with them? I have never understood this. If you don't want to be around the person, you avoid them. You come up with reasons to work late, you volunteer, you take night shifts, you get a second job, you don't go home. Why the fuck are you with them? People, I don't get it. If I didn't like Nora, do you honestly think that I'm just going to suffer through the rest of my life avoiding her? Fuck no. And Total Dallas says child support. Bro, I'm sorry, but there ain't no amount of child support that I would have to pay that would make me be miserable too. I'd rather just pay the child support and have my fucking sanity. And I'm a child of divorce. I watched my parents get a divorce. I've also been divorced. And had I had kids with my ex-wife, I still would have left her. I didn't love her. I didn't want to be with her. That's just how it happens sometimes. It's not a knock on her. I mean, I make jokes about her. The fact is, I just didn't love her. And I wasn't going to be miserable the rest of my life, even if I had kids. I just don't get that. Some of y'all would rather suffer through and cheat and avoid and be fucking miserable so you don't have to pay child support? That's fucking weird to me. My sanity and my happiness is way more important. And it's my child. I'll take care of them. Look, Alex said, I paid my child support. I couldn't take that shit anymore. Yeah, I'm with you, buddy. Walt said, who feeds their kids at night? Haven't y'all heard about putting whiskey in a bottle? No, Walt, that is awful. Awful parenting advice. Awful. All right, here's some more craziness. One person on Reddit said, I had a friend tell me she had considered divorce because her husband kept saying good morning to her before she'd have coffee. What? He says good morning to me before I've had my coffee. Oh, bitch, you should be alone. You should be alone. That's ridiculous. Another one. My husband told me about a coworker whose wife will make breakfast for her and her daughter, but not anything for him. Yo, what? Time to bounce, Playboy. Time to fucking bounce. God damn it. If I wake up every morning and Nora is making breakfast for her and for Oliver, and they sit down and fucking eat, and I am standing there with no fucking food. Oh, you gotta be fucking kidding me. He is right. It's not like he's sleeping through breakfast. Like, he's up. That's just fucking weird, man. Wow. How would you? I wouldn't put up with that shit. All right. So that's not enough burger. Here's another one. He tries to give, quote, toothless kisses. This must be from Conroe. A Reddit user shared a story that feels more adorable than anything. My mom complains because my dad chases her around the house with his dentures in and tries to sing badly to her and kiss her. It's adorable, but I guess it can get old after 40 years. Yeah, your mom's ungrateful. Jesus. He chases his wife around the house singing and trying to kiss her, and she's mad. So he takes his dentures out. Who gives a shit? Rachel, please don't say that. Don't be the crazy. Rach, I can relate to the coffee thing. No, Rach! That's so mean. Is that OU Mike? Okay. Here's the reason I created this. Well, one of them. One of the people said, it's my own complaint, but I hate his sneeze so much. It's the worst. It's like a sonic boom at exactly the right level of an ear-splitting timbre. Asking him to sneeze quieter has only gotten me weird looks. Bitch, he's sneezing. Have you noticed a theme here, by the way? Are y'all picking up what I'm putting down? Most of the complaints are crazy women. I'm just saying, ladies. Most of the complaints are women or about women. She makes breakfast for her and the kid, but not me. I can't stand the way he sneezes. It's so loud. He's fucking sneezing. He chases me around and wants to kiss me and love on me. But he doesn't have his dentures in. Well, you know he ain't got no goddamn teeth to begin with. Now, here's one. A dude I know, his wife got him a pool table that he wanted. He has the tendency of agreeing to anything anyone says, any question I asked if he's working on a project he likes more than that person. And he really loves his job. So you could ask if he wants a cocktail sauce dipped in ice cream cone for lunch, and he'd agree and tell you to go away. Well, his wife apparently called him one day and said that they had a pool table at work. What it was being sold for, did he want it? He was like, sure. So she bought it, much to his confusion. Apparently in his mind he meant as sure, but we have nowhere to put it, and so no. But all he said was sure. That's a stupid one. Work is a vacation for him. Okay. Now we're getting to the guys. She doesn't understand mental health. Oh, okay. Now I read this one. This is fucked up. This is super fucked up. We know there's still a lot of stigma about depression and other mental health issues, and this complaint a Redditor was told about a coworker's husband is proof. The person shared, my coworker complains that her husband takes medicine for ADHD and depression. She thinks he should just get over it and control his brain on his own. Oh, you selfish bitch. I hope he cheats on you. And then I hope he leaves you and you spend the rest of your life lonely and end up going crazy. Does that mean that I said that? You have got to be shitting me. This man has ADHD and depression, and he's trying to keep himself sane. And she's like, you guys just fix your brain on your own. Some people are so fucking shallow. Control his brain on his own. You bitch. There's no other word for that. She's a bitch. I used to be with a roommate of a married couple. The wife is a good friend. She complained that her husband asked her what she wanted to order for dinner too often. She wanted him to just decide on it himself and know what she wants. She's not picky or anything, so it doesn't seem like a situation where she would be unhappy if he did order for her, but I remember being surprised that she was annoyed by that. Now, I understand that the questions, what do you want for dinner tonight? I don't care, what do you want? I don't care, what do you want? I mean, what do you feel like? I don't know. Nora and I do that literally every fucking night. Every night. Hey, what time are you getting off? I don't know. Do you want me to make something? I don't know. What do you want? I don't know. Do you want a salad? Chicken? That sounds fine. Do you want me to stop and get something? I don't care. Let's just pick something. I don't give a fuck. I don't care. But to take it a step further and be like, I just want you to make the decision in order for me? No, because I respect you as a human being too much to decide for you what you want. I'm not just gonna be like, Nora, you're having this tonight. She's gonna be like, fuck you, I don't want that. No. And so for a woman to be like, it makes me so mad. Well, it makes us mad too. It makes us mad too. Because guys are pretty easy, actually. A lot of us are just like, man, I don't give a shit. I'll eat anything. Just don't, like, if Nora, just don't get like Indian food or, I don't know. I used to be Chinese food. I didn't like Chinese food. If you just don't do something like, I'll get anything from just about anywhere. So you just tell me what you want. I just want you happy. I'll figure it out. And I feel like guys are like that. And I feel like ladies are like that. I don't know. I don't know how you solve that problem. I think if there was one problem that every couple could solve, not like, oh, I can't stop cheating on her, or, oh, I don't know. But like the simple shit that just is annoying. The first one would be like fighting over money. And the second one would be just figuring out what to have for fucking dinner every night. There needs to be like an app. I know there's an app that'll pick for you, but there's got to be a better way to solve this. There is an app out there, by the way, where it's just a wheel and you just say, all right, you tell it all the foods that you like. You're like, hamburgers, pizza, Chinese food, whatever, Mexican food, Italian. And then you just sit random and it says, boop, 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 boop. And then it picks what you're supposed to eat that night. And then most of the time you're like, nah, I don't feel like that. I mean, what the fuck is the point of it, right? David Green, thank you for the super chat. Dave said, I'll have a steak and the lady will have a sandwich. Exactly. Do that one time and then see how mad she gets. David, that's a great fucking point. Oh. Here's one. This was the inspiration for the picture. One of my coworkers complained that her husband blew his nose in his underwear before putting them in the hamper in the morning. She thought it was disgusting. Oh, she's fucking right. He blows his nose in his underwear that he's worn already. So many issues here. So many problems. Rico, okay, I got to side with her on this one. Number one, we've had a discussion on this show about why men have dookie stains in their underwear. And it's not because we shit ourselves. It's because men have itchy butts by nature and then we scratch it. Now, we've gone through this, okay? But fellas, if you know the shit stains are in your drawers, if you know they've been nuzzled up against your stank ass balls for the last 24 hours, there's really no spot on your underwear that probably doesn't smell by the time you take them off. Why would you blow your nose into said underwear? That is the most of all of the disgusting things I have heard a man do in general, right? Fart, burp, pick his nose, whatever. He blows his nose in his underwear before putting them in the hamper in the morning. Now, at least it wasn't before putting them on. But that man needs to be single. Can we all agree? No one should be having sex with this man. No one should be having to sleep with this man at night. No one should be forced to be nice to this man. I don't know who that cat is, but he needs to be lonely. He needs to be alone. That's fucking gross. Super gross. Here's another one. God, you women are fucking selfish ass women. My dad likes to take my mom on surprise romantic breaks to mystery locations. My mom complains that she doesn't like not knowing where they're going. I can't even imagine how many people would love to have that problem. Your mom's a bitch. This is a common theme. Next one. He is not fix-it savvy. All right, your man's a puss. Man, I really love my husband. I really do. But my biggest complaint is that he's way more tech savvy than he is good at building or fixing things. I grew up with a single mom and we did all sorts of tough work around the house. I've helped her with so many labor-intensive yard work projects. I genuinely enjoy getting my hands dirty to fix and build things. I think it's really cool that he knows so much and is manly in other ways, but sometimes I hear about his cousins helping their wives build things and I'm just too weak for, and I get a little jealous. Well, your man's a puss. But you know what? I bet, unless you are the perfect wife, unless you cook, you give road head, you give regular head, you give hand jobs in the supermarket, you're a seamstress, you're a great mom, you walk the dog, whatever. I don't know, whatever it is that a husband would want in the perfect wife, unless you're doing all that, you kind of need to shut the fuck up. So he's not the handiest dude in the world. Did you marry? You didn't marry Bob Vila. If you didn't marry Bob Vila, maybe shut the fuck up. What did Leva Shock say? Tain't nothing but a butt thing. Okay. That's weird. Marsha said, I bet he makes more money than her. Fact. Oh, and here's the last one. The husband tries to discipline their kid. My sister complains that her husband tries to discipline their daughter. She's 4 and spoiled rotten because my sister won't tell her no, and she won't let her husband either. I've actually seen him try to stop her doing something wrong, and my sister just started yelling at him for being too mean to her. I don't see their relationship lasting into my niece's puberty. You think? You think? Rach, I don't know. I mean, listen, Rach, I knew. By giving all those examples, eventually one of the females in the chat was going to be like, hold on a goddamn minute. This ain't 1920. Well, Rach, my point was, if a female looks at her man and says, you have to be able to do manly things in order for me to appreciate you. You have to be able to fix things. You have to be able to dig ditches and mow the yard and change the oil and do a brake job. And you have to, fix the dishwasher. And hey, that needs to be, hang a ceiling fan. Go build me a shelf. All of these stereotypical things a man is supposed to do. Why is it not okay to make a list of things that a female is stereotypically supposed to do? Ask yourself that, Rach. Fair enough. I need my man to be handy. Okay. And maybe he needs his woman to sew shit. So, like Nora. She's not the best. When I met Nora, she couldn't cook worth shit. Not a good cook at all. Now she can cook her ass off. But I swear to you, she could make toast. I am not even exaggerating. When I met Nora, I was like, I cooked the first night we met. I made stuffed chicken with green beans and I don't remember what else. That was our first date. I cooked dinner for her. And we were talking about cooking. She's like, oh, I can't cook at all. I was like, well, I mean, like, what do you make? She's like, I literally don't make anything. I was like, well, what do you eat? She's like, I usually just eat toast. Like, that's all you make is toast? She goes, yeah, that's pretty much it. I just make toast. I was like, no, but like, seriously, like, what's your favorite dish to make? She's like, toast. This was date number 1. I was like, oof, she's lucky she's hot. Because guys don't give a shit if you can't do all the just be hot. I'm telling you. You could have 16 pictures of Eminem tattooed on your body. But if you are a fucking 10, we can get past those 16. It's simple math. 10 is greater than 16 when it comes to this, okay? Guys are so shallow and so simple. All you have to be is hot. Start now. If you're crazy, that's a big no-no. But if you're hot, but you can't cook, we don't care. If you're hot and you don't know how to sew, we don't care. Now, if you're hot and you're crazy, we care. That's the line. But if you're hot, And I'm not just talking about, oh, she's a 7. You got to be a 10 in order for us to put up with some crazy bullshit like 16 M&M tattoos. Because think of the hottest woman you know. White Magic calls bullshit. Think of the hottest woman you know, White Magic. I don't know who it is, who you think is the most beautiful woman in the world. I don't give a fuck who. It doesn't matter who. But picture her. And picture her walking up to you and saying, hey, I got us a room. I want you to come ravage my body and spend the rest of your life with me. And then you get back to that room. I mean, just boing, right? You're just all like, oh my God, dreams come true. I'm the luckiest man on the planet. And she strips butt ass naked. And she's got pictures of Brad Pitt tattooed 16 different places. Are you like, nope. Now remember, the most beautiful woman on the planet, not an 8, not some random 7.5 you met at Club Get Down. The most beautiful woman on the planet. 16 pictures of, are you going to do? Fuck yeah, you're staying, White Magic. Don't even front. Don't even front. 7.5, you're like, well, I ain't doing nothing else. And then you're gone, though. You're not rest of my life bullshit. And Chuck Daraboogie, hey, Brad Pitt, not bad to look at. No, I agree. That's true. That's, you know. Dr. Dre 290 said, if you're hot and you don't do good karaoke, you got to go. Well. Amos said, lies, she can't cook. That's not lasting long unless we're millionaires and have a chef. Well, Amos, why can't you cook then? Don't be an asshole. Amos, bro, your fucking arms work, I'm assuming. Take your ass in the kitchen and you cook. Why does she have to be the one that cook? Huh? If she can't cook, maybe she's good at something else. Don't be a chauvinist. If that's a requirement for you, man, you got to look inward. Look at yourself. She may not be good at cooking, but she might be good, you know, and then you can forgive her. But don't, if she can't cook, I'm out. Really? 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 I don't believe that. The Reverend said, I don't need a woman to cook, clean, etc. I'll do it with her. I need one that I want to be around. Fact. Now, see, Reverend, I feel like the Reverend Lord Chris Householder was raised by a single mom because, I'm sorry, I'm just focusing. I feel like it was blurry. My parents got divorced when I was 6 years old. And I was raised by a single mom and a sister from time to time when she was around. So 2 women raised me. And my mom made sure when I turned 8 years old, she taught me how to domesticate myself. I knew it. I didn't even know, but I knew it, Reverend. My mom taught me how to iron. My mom taught me how to cook. My mom taught me how to clean. Not just like clean, but I'm talking about how to clean a house, how to clean a bathroom properly. That you got to clean the base of the toilet. That you got to clean behind the toilet. You don't just clean the inside bowl and close the goddamn lid. You clean the top, you clean the back, you clean the sides, you clean everything around the fucking toilet. You clean the floor around the toilet. My mom taught me you clean the baseboards. In the kitchen, we learn how to do dishes. You learn how to clean a kitchen. You learn how to clean house. I learned how to iron. I learned how to cook. I learned how to take care of myself because my mom was like, I don't want you to be relying on another woman to do that. And you shouldn't expect another woman to do that. So, at the end of the day, Amos, you said I can't, look, if you can do all of those things, that's the only thing I didn't learn, Rach. She said, don't be a chauvinist, be a seamstress. That's the only thing I didn't learn, Rach. I didn't learn how to sew. I mean, I know like of real basics, but she didn't teach me how to sew for some reason. But she taught me all that other stuff so that I could be independent and so that I wasn't like, oh, my wife has to do that because I don't know how. No. So don't be, Amos said, I'm from New Orleans. We fried chicken at 10. She got to at least be able to do that. But Amos, you can fry chicken. So why does she have to know if you can do it? I don't understand that argument at all. If you know how to do it, why does she have to know? You take your ass in the kitchen and fry the chicken, and she can change the brakes on the car or sew shit. I don't know. Don't be a chauvinist though, Amos. That's not good. No, P. Jones, you shut up too. Stop backing him up on that. That's a bad argument. Oh, no, I don't know. I don't know how to attach a button. I don't know how to sew on a patch. Listen, I just buy a new garment. Fuck that. I'll just buy a new garment. Button came off, new shirt. That's just a fact. White Magic, I will always thought I took care of the house, she take care of the home. Man, that's some backwards ass thinking, White Magic. That is some backwards ass 1950s way of thinking. Clarence said that's the whole reason I went to culinary school. See, Clarence will cook. Virginia Bowie said cause, as Cal says, knowledge is power. Okay. D-Mod and Fidel, your son looking for a Hot Wheel he can't find? Just let me know because I can probably find it for him. Oh, that's badass. That's good shit. Fidel said he's teaching his kids right now. Good for you, buddy. Most dads in Louisiana do the cooking. Yeah, and there ain't nothing wrong with that. My dad does all the cooking. My stepmom don't cook. I mean, she'll make side dishes, but my dad does all the cooking. Shit, with my mom and my stepdad does most of the cooking. Now that Nora's the breadwinner and wears the pants in the family and is the man of the house, I do all the cooking. That was chauvinistic. But I do. I try to do the dishes and cook and straighten up. I don't necessarily clean house, but I try to, CC, I can make a mean martini. Oh, the point of all of this is one, listen, I close every show with love each other. If your husband sneezes loud, get the fuck over it. If your wife can't cook, get the fuck over it. Now, if you think your husband is too strict on your kids because he's trying to instill discipline in them, you need to figure that shit out. And if you think your man is weak because he's on ADHD and depression medication and should fix himself, you need to go fuck yourself and unfuck yourself. And you deserve to be alone. But the point is, we all have shit we do. I know, and I meant to text my wife and ask her, babe, what's the one thing I do that drives you the craziest? And I need to do that. Let me text her. I know we're not going to have time because it's 3:54. I should follow up tomorrow. Let's see if she answers. I'm going to text her real quick. Reverend said, fix all this, talk to your significant other. That's easy enough too, right? Have a conversation. Let's see. I'm going to text. See, I tell you, all of Nora and all of our texts is about food. She literally texted everything I needed to pick up to make nachos yesterday. What's the one thing I do that drives you the craziest? It's a topic on the show. Let's see what she says. It's going to be ugly. It's going to hurt my feelings. Watch. She's going to be like, you breathe. She's going to be like, your very existence. Oh, it wasn't sent. What the fuck? I'm doing it from a web browser. But yeah, she's going to come back and be like, you're just around. Virginia Peanut Button, we said, here comes the top 10 list. It won't send it. What the fuck, man? I don't know why it won't send it now. It's going to be 10 pages long. Look, you guys have no faith in Nora and I's relationship? You think she's just going to... She probably would send me. She probably would. I'm gonna find out. We're going to do this tomorrow. We're going to follow up. I'm going to get this texted to her and let her... So that way she doesn't have to respond face to face because, she's a coward. All right, guys, that is it. We got to get out of here. That is the end of the show. Thank you for being here. What a busy Monday. We didn't even get to the beignets or the Playboy. But we got a lot in. Good times. Figure it out. Thank y'all for being here. What's the score on the Astros? Do we know? ESPN.com. 2-0 Athletics. No, they didn't. That's not true. There's no way the Texans fired Bill O'Brien. There's no way. Barry, you mean breathe. There's an article on ESPN that says O'Brien's not worried about his job after 0-4 starts. Didn't happen. All right. Unless it's on Twitter. Send me a link. We'll talk tomorrow if it did. Okay, guys, listen. Enjoy the rest of the day. Until tomorrow. Be safe. Be kind. And most importantly, love each other. See y'all tomorrow. Thanks for being here. Daddy's making a YouTube video!